guys. We're glad to see you today at the brilliant session of workshop of Anastasiya. Anastasiya is legal compliance project manager with unstoppable artistic skill set, founder and director of art event company Picasta Art Space, located in Vilnius. Nice to see you today here, Anastasiya. And at Picasta Art Space, she develops and runs a wide range of conceptual interactive art classes and workshops for people and business companies. Today, Anastasia will share her experience of employing both her professional skill sets, artistics and legal, in a special educational product for modern corporate business, Art Scrum Team-building. Hello, nice to see you. Thank you for coming. How are you? Are you ready to drive the session?
Happy to be here. That's a great place to land today and talk about Agile being applied beyond IT industries today. That's right, I'm Anastasiya, or Anastasiya, currently for many years, because I live not in Belarus and belong to English-speaking community, mostly. Yes, I am graphic designer with legal background, and I'm very happy about it. I'm happy one. That's because finally I succeeded in setting all my talents in one place, just by applying Agile principles, Scrum framework, and intuitive abstract art techniques. What I do, I run spontaneous, pretty experimental, promising to be very commercially successful project, Art Scrum Team-building. It's a dynamic, interactive workshop on creating a large artwork where teams learn theory of Agile, Scrum methodology, and apply that on the practice at the same moment, working in a cross-functional teams. This workshop, this story, based on my real experience. Through this product, I managed to transform my own career path. And today I'm going to tell you my way of employing Agile mindset beyond IT industry. And I also would like to show you how cross-discipline activities can lead to bright insights and solutions. I believe that this story, this experience can be useful for all who is interested in Agile and looking for efficient solutions for implementing Agile mindset into corporate culture. Well, it started, of course, not just from the sky. First, I learned Agile, and it was done through this great online course, Agile Fundamentals, created by Nadezhda Ruchanova. This course based on international learning outcomes of International Consortium Agile, SE Agile, and enriched with a great atmosphere of playful and very caring feedback of instructors. And here's Nadezhda. As you see, she's also very, very professional. Her lines and her resume, just very strict and very sharp. But it's not coincidence that the title of your site ends with art as well. So when we met each other, we decided to try something new. My art team buildings, which I ran before, also resemble some iterations. It looks agile-ish. So we tried to create a product, innovative, very ambitious. And the first company who tried this product was the first one to whom we told about that concept. It was Creative Industries Business Incubator, Magnetic Latvia. This workshop, this event took place in Riga, in the colorful office in Riga in July earlier this year. The resulting artwork, the result and the product of this event, you can see on this slide. So today we can say that what we've done for these people, for this team, for this community of Magnetic Latvia, it was a special art experience, resulting in creating the art piece together, a masterpiece together, while applying Agile principles. Okay, I know, now you say art and Scrum, these two different words, just in one line. How it came? Does it work? Do these parts really matches? My promise today that by the end of this presentation, you will agree that art indeed can be very handy in solving various business matters. And if you still have some questions by that moment, by the end of this presentation, you can address them just in this chat box in Zoom, and then later after presentation, I will answer them to you. Okay, let's start with definitions. Scrum. Scrum is easy. You can read about Scrum, everything you need to know, just in the book Scrum Guide. It is a framework within which people can address complex adaptive problems while productively and creatively delivering products on the highest possible value. The product can be very undefined, can be very complex, but anyway, the Scrum helps any teams to work successfully and reach the goal. It's not a process, not a technique, not a method. It's a framework where you can apply any techniques and any methods. In our case, we applied intuitive abstract art. Let's explain art, abstract art. Here, I'd like you to help me to figure out what is it. Please go to this site. You can use QR code or just use this address, sementi.com, with the code 5697608. Opa. And here we have the cloud, and I need your contribution here. Let's figure out what is it, the art. While you're doing that, I can use Wikipedia, for example, and say that people, they agreed mostly that art is something that is created with imagination and skill, and that is beautiful. Art always expresses important ideas and feelings. People can understand art, not speaking any languages at all. Okay, here I have creativity, masterpiece. I have art itself. I have emotions and dreams. So at this moment, we are trying to explain abstract word art with abstract definitions. And I think that's nice that probably we do understand what is it. At least we can feel, we share that. All the words are known. Okay, thank you. Let's move on. After applying this exercise on this cloud, these words, what can you say about yourself? Do you consider yourself, do you feel yourself a creative person? And if you do feel that you are a creative person, are you comfortable with that? Art is useless. Some people, they say that. They tend to think that and say that in any cases, and sometimes it sounds harsh, it sounds loud. And quite often it's hard to argue because usually they say that what is useful? Skills belong to engineers, tractor drivers, construction guys, IT specialists, waiters. These people, they're really useful. We need them every day. But what's about artists? Do we need them? Artists, that's about something unmaterial. It's about tastes, and tastes are differ. So maybe art is just waste of time. Okay, but then what's about cave art? Cave art, we're used to illustrate not just animals or objects, but sometimes elements which is not figurative. And these pictures, images were found, they were accurate many, many years, long before the agriculture was invented. And why? These ancient people, they were very busy one. They were surviving. They were hunting for food. They were trying to save their lives. And their lives and days were very short indeed. Why they use the moment of their life to create something useless? You see, ancient people cannot communicate with the words, but with pictures. These pictures, they help them to transfer very complex and deep concept into the future, and not always very figurative. And then nowadays, people still do that. We admire non-figurative images, and we even agree to pay a huge amount of money for that. This is detail of the most expensive piece of abstract art ever. Abstract landscape by William de Kooning called Interchange. It was sold for 300 millions just 5 years ago. What makes this abstract art so expensive? The point is this very picture, Interchange. It's not just a nice balanced set of splashes and colors and lines. It's beautiful. It also can be nice piece in any interior. But its value is in myth. There is a story behind, a story and a history. And people who know this story, they value the artwork. They want to have it. They want to be part of that. They agree to pay. Okay, this more about, let's bring this abstract art thoughts a bit more to the ground. Look, today we live in very interesting time. We can call it VUCA world. From cultural point of view, it also can be called Metamodernism. And what is special about that? Today, people, they want to belong to huge corporate business anymore. They want to be they don't want to be part of corporate culture, to wear the same suits, to share the same set of, you name it. You know what I mean? Today, we want to have our own lives. We want to deal with the projects, which can be temporary, but interesting to us. We want to do that with people who dear to us, who we respect. We want to do anything in business, in our personal life, anything we like personally. Truly, that's important these days. We don't want any more copies where original is lost. We want something truly ours. And abstract art is celebrated because the artist's ability to clearly depict these innermost feelings and emotions, this true core of any person, of any community. There is no high and low quality. The more people are able and want to share what they have inside, the higher the value the idea has. Abstract art is about people, about community, about the shared values and willingness to carry on with these values on the future together. And the last one about visuals. Please stop saying that you're a visual person. There is nothing special about that. Whatever you call yourself, or other call you, visual or audio or kinesthetic, human brains have infinitely more commonalities than differences. Each brain, the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic sensory, all these areas, they are very connected inter. So at least having one eye, you're able to perceive the message encrypted in image. Well, personally, I benefited from the art big time. I moved to Lithuania several years ago, and it was nice solution, nice decision. It was moved for better. I settled here with my family, found the work, but it's still very, very stressful. It's still very big chunk to deal with. And at one moment, I found out that I have too many encounters in my life, too many issues and matters and puzzles to solve at once. I got broke a bit, and I had to take a break. I used that time to look at myself and took this art skill set and applied wherever I could to get reconnected with myself and people around. And it worked. In my case, the art was that golden key to the door where I found the way to my powerful inner feelings and strength. Then later, this idea that art is powerful was proved many, many times in the workshops I ran for different people in my Picast Art Space company. Every time it's proved. And I got curious. Can it be more different? Can this business benefit with using art tools as well? That's what was done for Magnetic Latvia in Riga. I believe the reason why this company liked the idea at once was the following. Today, we face a very unique challenge as a global society. We need creative leaders, creative employees, creative people around. To grow such leaders is the job of business incubator. Many companies try to catch up with addressing this challenge, but there is a need for more comprehensive approach to shaping and leveraging creativity. The very first step to do so is to take as granted that we all are creative. It's a practice, not an inborn talent. So what is the business art toolkit we applied at this Art Scrum team building event? What kind of business problems we can solve, fix? Well, what we do, we try to explain people Agile, its principles, to show examples that it's efficient, it can work, it can help, it can move anything to the future the best way. And there are a lot of resources in schools explaining that for us. We just taken this set and trying to teach people that. And here, speaking Agile, of course, we have to think about Scrum framework. So the whole workshop, this team building training event was built around these essential elements of Scrum. I mean, artifacts, events, meetings, all that was implemented in the workshop routine. And what is most important, you cannot teach Agile offering people to create something that is defined in the beginning. The result of the product should be very uncertain again. And what we do at this workshop, we ask the team, in this case, Magnetic Latvia team, to create artwork, abstract, huge, where they can find some elements saying about their company, about themselves, something that they think very important to include in the backlog. They had all that. From the theoretical part, we used some parts from the learning path of this course, Agile Fundamentals. It's huge and beautiful itself. What we could do within the 4 hours period of time, just to pick something that can really help them in creating this artwork. And all exercises we use for, you see, it's animated. So blue line, that's exercises. In the original course, online course, all these practices are conducted online using the online tools. In our case, we invited people to apply all these practices just on huge Canva, on white Canva at once. It was the playground, it was the battlefield, it was the everything, and the product in the end. Who could ensure that the quality of the knowledge we share is high quality? That's IC Agile Consortium. Both Nadezhda and me are instructors who are trusted by the consortium and received proper badges. So in the case, all questions were solved. What is important to say? It's very important to implement this creative element into studying. It's easy to seed new knowledge into the brains if you use some known ground. And in this case, we used these beautiful pieces of world famous paintings as bridges to the concept of agile principles. And of course, you see when these cards were projected on the walls of this beautiful, colorful office of Magnetic Latvia, it gave even more power to the content. Speaking about the backlog, we asked the team in the very beginning of this workshop to name everything they expect from the workshop, to name everything they think very important as a keywords describing the mission of the company. And also we asked them to picture themselves as small images on the paper, to express their own personality for this Canva later. It was used as stencils in the end. So as you see here in this backlog of the project, so it's something that the team agreed should be there, like no questions. We have brand colors, we have these keywords: creativity, motivation, business, magnetism, leadership, Latvia, of course. Some other words behind. They had a moment to enrich this backlog with other lines. That's the principles of iterative development. In the end, I must say, we asked them. This backlog was very carefully expected. It was implemented fully into the framework, into the artwork, and people there were definitely happy. They have fun. They created a masterpiece. Proud about that today, showing that to the guests, and just feel this. It's radiating every day, just in the room. It's like a sun. I'll show you later. Okay, and education again. Scrum employs iterative incremental approach to optimize predictably and control risk. We offered our students to work, not offer it, actually it was no choice. They were working in this Scrum framework just since the beginning. They had 3 iterations, they have 2 retrospectives, and every time it was enriched with a lot of theory and examples from us. We were just guiding them through all stages.
Раз, два, три.
And speaking about art, when I create art pieces of anyone, it starts with the first step as well. First stage of creating artwork is problem definition. So our team was focused on making a backlog. The second was in art-wise. It would be ideation, and here we ask our Scrum team to enrich the backlog with some meaningful indexes and symbols. And then in art process, we have validation, and we had that even twice through the course of the training as a retrospective. So they had all that. Some of them first time, some of them just heard about that, and everyone were enjoying. And doing that, they always had in mind minimal viable product. As you see, the first stage of this artwork already could be used in interior. If I said, hey guys, no time, just stop.
Раз, два, три. Проверка микрофона.
Sorry, please. Be careful with your microphones. I don't want to mute somebody from the audience. Please be muted and be attentive to the speaker. And only after the finishing the session, you will be allowed to ask the questions with a voice. But where I would like to ask you, if you have any questions, only ask the questions via chat. Please, sorry, Anastasiya, continue, please.
Thank you. Okay, I would say about that at any stage of this product creation, the artwork could be used just like that. So on this, just by example, the team learned what is minimal viable product. On the first stage, it was important to show the logotype, some brand colors, and from the stage to stage, from iteration to iteration, they enriched this artwork, final artwork, with more details. And everyone of them was important. Working this way, in the very end, they agreed to stop. Well, the time round up, and at the same time, they inspected the created backlog in the beginning with the result of the efforts on the artwork, and they found all elements there. And if you analyze this artwork from emotional point of view and meaningful, actually you can say a lot about that, about the company, about people working there. And what is the best about that, all team members, they know the story. They know the story, they know why it's so dynamic, why it's so burst, why they use these colors on other colors, why these images, why these splashes. All element of this final picture has a value and meaning to any team member, and they can explain it. Okay, speaking team. Scrum is also about team. So we had that. You see, the number of participants is perfect for the Scrum. They also were assigned by roles. They had roles assigned. They were all cross-functional equally by responsibilities and functions. I played the role of Scrum Master / product owner, and Nadezhda was supporting them with theoretical part all the way, like maybe like Agile College in a bit. So this team got very profound education within the 4 hours time. It was very, very intense. At the same time, they were enjoying a lot. We found out that not all of them work at the same place. Some of colleagues have remote mode of working, some of them had a break. And you know what is most important, it was just after the COVID long term in Latvia. So they missed each other. And again, to interact so closely, so spontaneously at the same time on the same product was very valuable for them. They were really enjoying, and it was admitted. And I'm proud about that. Because, you know, we have many events and team buildings and schools and classes, and people can enjoy the process of learning and learning other people as well. But emotions is important. And what we do in our workshop, we provide them very safe environment so they can express themselves anyway and very safely. We provide them with a jumpsuit to cover the clothes. We cover everything with paper. It's very safe. And it's very safe. And if you look at this table, you will not find any brush. It's a trick I use in my art classes. I don't offer anything traditionally looking for creating artwork. There is anything but brush. There is everything to help people to get out of the box and look at other means to solve, to find solution to the goal. And the result of their work was a real product, something that can touch and save and have every day in real. Huge picture, 3 pieces, 1 meter to 1 meter each on this wall. It's like a sun on the wall. You know, sometimes the weather in Latvia is not very bright, and but with this piece, you know, it really helps to improve the mood and get inspiration. That's how it was looking right after the workshop ends. Bright and clean. And here I see that we have time to show you the video about this workshop. I hope watching this short up to 2 minutes video, you can correlate what I said with the images you see just here. Please.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you very much for your silence. Even if I'm not up to you. Okay, look, that's how the stage was looking. It's like that. Great colors, nice. I mean, ceiling. No, you cannot see that. It was a perfect place for such event. But you know, such events, any company can afford. Any sites, and you also can apply the same concept to teach your colleagues, your teams, newly hired or just started new project, using this product. And I'm thinking about. I mean, it's not necessary to, it's going to be like this scale, this big. Of course, we'd like people to work in proper Scrum teams. At the same time, this business art toolkit, so-called, can be applied to anything. While I was preparing to this presentation, to tell this story, I was thinking a lot about this community Z. The idea behind of this networking platform is great. And I was thinking how else I can contribute. And I created this this piece of art, and you see it's like that. If you look at my picture, the frame is like that. Yes. There is also a story about this. There is a video how it was created, and unfortunately, I see that we don't have time for a long story about that, but you can check out the pages in Facebook, Instagram, and the site about that. And also, if you use this QR code picture, you will be directed to the long read about the story about Magnetic, the pictures and more explanations, more comments about the company and about how the concept came in our minds itself. Well, that's, I think, it, and I am ready to your questions if you have any.
I think that maybe the guys will be a bit shy at the beginning. From my side, I would like to ask the question: how this idea just came up to your mind, when and what the feeling was?
When I found out that actually it can be done, okay, well, it was very easy. I was just doing, as a good student, homework for this online course. And all the questions, all the exercises the students are asked to answer or to apply, they should be applied, to some real things. And what I was doing by that moment, I was doing my art Picasso space activity. Interactive, dynamic, social, spontaneous art classes for people. And I was thinking, okay, what I'm doing actually is iterations. It looks like agile. And yes, I'm taking into account what I want, final image, and it's never known what is in the end, because what I'm doing is abstract art pieces. So I was writing about my product in my homework, and Nadezhda, she was reading that. And well, I was, and I was thinking, yes, funny, it's so easy to apply, easy to combine. And the same idea came into the mind to Nadezhda. And one day she said, hey, look, let's just combine. It's perfect match. At the same moment, it's easy to explain people new things, unusual to them. If they do something by hands, real, they hear something, then they exercise, they can see the result, they believe in the theory, so it's very efficient. Looks like it's very helping collocation. The school, the art, good together, good to go. And I must say that the idea, I was shy thinking this big. But Nadezhda, she is a person with a very great experience and bright mind and very brave, visionary thinking. So yeah, must say, and thank you, Nadezhda, very much that this idea was seeded to my mind by her. even like insisting, I was struggling a bit. But yeah, it happened, and I'm very happy about the result. And the first clients are happy, so the future looks very bright to me.
Nice, and very nice that there's this here also today and supports you. It means that you are a real great team. Then maybe you can unmute yourself and say some words about your attitude, your ideas, how it works for you, and your feelings. Just share with us. Also, it pretty will be interesting for us.
Yes, thank you. And of course, we are not only colleagues, we are friends, and it's obvious and it's natural for us to support each other. And Nastya, thank you very much. It's a great story. And I surprised. I was waiting for a little history about a little picture behind your back. Please, could you share it and say several what's about it, please?
What's about that? Okay, thank you for that. I have to probably remove my background because they're kind of conflicting. So, okay, look, this is the logotype I created. It's invented by me, by Community Z. It's great lines. And what is the Z means, you can read on Community Z site. Don't use the moment, visit the site as much as you can. It's very useful every time. So what I was doing, I just applied the colors, taken into my mind, thinking about the concept behind the Community Z idea, you know, these parallels that they mix in, and when they mix, they're beautiful together. You know what I mean. Why Z? Because they're lines, but they have to interact. So that's what I'm doing with the colors. We have colors, we have kind of lines, and they're interacting beautifully. That's what happens every time, as I can see in all events of this great networking platform. Thank you, Community Z. And of course, this picture goes to you. That's for you. That's for you from Vilnius. That's yours.
Thank you very much. I think it's the biggest respect for us as the team and the events also. Just thank you very much. It's really, really nice. But I can say more that you colored in such a, I mean, blue and pink a bit, in such a style of Agile today. And even your photo in our agenda suits in most. Okay, the audience, you keep silent, we're so shy. Maybe you want to ask cool girls, Anastasiya and Nadezhda right now something?
I'd like to take it as everything was very nicely explained and said. There is no sound. Ksenia.
Yep. For me, it's interesting that people during all the session coming and going, and I think that it will be a really good idea when we place this video as a record on the YouTube channel, and you can, and we also share the whole video. Of course, I tried to guess what just people when end of the session catch something, but the whole picture of your session was very, very wonderful. I'm not sure one. That's why I will reach you, member personally, and ask a lot of questions about that and about how just these things working. If our audience is still keeping silent in 1 minute, we will finish the session. And from our side, we're super pleased to see you girls today. And Anastasiya, for your presentation, for your efforts, for being here, for not standing to wait to be a speaker, as a presenter, and your presentation is cool. As I said, it's a great part of your memory, and we will share your videos via the whole world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.